Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Titan Esports interview. This time looking at, yet again, another org owner here, keeping up with the theme. I don't know what order these are all going to be released in, but we've been interviewing a whole lot of org owners. This time, it's Gamers Collecting Club Esports, Talroma. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me here today, and how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Definitely appreciate y'all reaching out for this interview. Super stoked whenever I got the message.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to have you here. So let's just start with anyone who doesn't know who you are. You can just give some background on you, when you started playing League, and just a little bit about yourself.
So I've actually been playing League since season 1.
Awesome.
Never been good at the game though. So been playing it since season 1. My first experience with esports period is through League of Legends. I remember watching the World Cyber Games before LCS was a thing. That was my very first experience with League of Legends, and I kind of just played it really casually for like a very long time. It actually isn't until like relatively recently, I would say the past year to 2 years, that I've actually gotten into comp. Kind of looked around because I didn't even know it existed to this degree, and it's just something that I was just like, whenever I first started digging into it, I was just very impressed and like kind of thrown back a little bit on like how immersive like the amateur scene is throughout Titan, Blue Otter, Aegis, all the other leagues that are around. So it's been quite the journey. It's just discovering League of Legends and esports on the amateur level as a whole. I followed pro forever, but watching amateur is a completely different animal, and I've been loving it ever since.
That's awesome. And I'm a little bit similar to you as well. For me, it was always watching LCS, watching Worlds, MSI, all at the pro level, but then not knowing like what else was there, because there just wasn't, I guess, as much resources to advertise that it was around. But then finding it, there's so much here. So take me through then, from the time you kind of discovered what amateur League of Legends was to where you are now with creating GCC. How did that inspiration begin for you? And talk to me the whole process of you deciding you wanted to create your own place for people to play.
So it all started whenever I started doing some coaching and analytical work for a local college's League of Legends team, Nickel State University. Got with Ted Stickles, who was their coach at the time, and he was like, I'd love to have somebody else, because he's been playing the game forever. He's used to play with like West Rice and Hotshot and all of them old school guys. So we would talk about the old days and stuff like that. Did that for a split, did it for a second split. During that second split, I was also coaching Jolly Rogers Black Pearl team. That team was playing in LXC Arbiter. It had Chukul's top, Samurai Jungle, Court Low mid, Wall 80 carry, and Sapphire Gem support. So that was my first solo coaching experience. It was a really fun time. I learned a lot about myself during that as well. So it was a really good experience. And then after that experience, that's whenever I was just like, okay. I talked with the rest of the people in GCC. It's a company based out of South Louisiana. We do event coordinating, very much like Comic-Con style events in the area. Talked to the guys. I was like, hey, looking to branch off into esports. What do y'all think? And they were like, we're super down. Do you need any help from us? And at the time I was like, not really. We're just kind of get things started. So GCC Esports has only been an org so far since February of this year, and we've been growing very quickly.
That's amazing. I've always loved to hear, over the last couple of interviews that I've had the pleasure of doing, talking to different org owners, it's amazing to actually hear everyone's story and how different it is, and where they get their inspirations from, and how all of these things come together to form what amateur League of Legends is, specifically in Titan, with all these different organizations competing, giving so many different people a place to play. It is really awesome to hear all these different stories. That is awesome. So if I were to ask you, again, you guys are a very new org, how would you brand GCC versus other organizations? If someone was deciding, if I want to play for GCC, it's a player you wanted, is this organization going to be right for me? How would you kind of brand your org here?
Big thing that I pride myself on is being 100% honest, transparent. I'm not gonna try to beat around the bush. That's like my number one thing. If you have any questions, I will answer them. We also have a very strong coaching staff on the server. We have positional coaches. Every team has a head coach. So yeah, like that's the biggest thing. Like we've seen great improvements in some of our players. We have one of our players that's playing on the GCC umbrella team in Vanquisher. 2 months ago, Squid Liquid was like Emerald 4. And through the coaching in the server and just his drive, I'm not trying to take away from his work ethic, it's impressive. He's now Diamond 2.
Nice.
So, and we have a few other people that's like climbed exponentially quick. Just if the drive is there, we have the coaches to help funnel them into the right places.
Awesome. A competitive organization, a supportive organization, and that's been, again, if I talk about common themes among the people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing, being open and honest and making it as comfortable of a place for the players to play as possible is something that's been consistent across everyone. And that's awesome to hear that coming from you as well. So how many teams now does GCC have not only participating in Titan, but if you guys are branched out into any other amateur leagues, how many teams at GCC do you have in total?
So we did have a team participate last split in Merc League, IBSG. Currently, we have 2 teams in Titan Gladiator, 1 team in Titan Divinity, 1 team in Titan Vanquisher. We had another team that was participating in Rivals League's first split. That was the Shinobi team. And then currently, right now, we are doing tryouts are done. We have 3 teams. One of which is going to be participating in the second, another split of Merc League, and then Rival Split number 2 for the other 2 teams.
Awesome. It's great to see, branching out and more teams are being made and things are expanding. And you're also a part, we talked a little bit before we actually started recording here, of that Divinity roster there as a substitute. How's that season gone for you guys, and what's it been like to be a part of that squad?
It's been good. Some ups and downs, of course. Right now, we're sitting at 3-2. Definitely one of the games that we lost, we definitely should have won. So we go back on the drawing boards. Team gets with their coach. They VOD review. I did sub in for 1 game. I'm currently the only player with an infinite KDA. Hey. So, but no, the team's doing good. A lot of good members. We got D1 BZ in the jungle. Pretty seasoned comp player. Decent amount of people know him around the scene. We got some fresher faces as well. Chukles from whenever I coached Black Pearl. He's the mid laner. He used to be top, role swapped to mid, and he's been doing better. We got Slop in the top lane. I believe this is his first year of comp as well. Kawaii Adam, who in my opinion is the best hyper carry in the league. This is his first year of comp as well. And then the support Loot Avocado, I believe, is also their first year in comp.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear you guys are working through things. Obviously, being a part of a team, unless the stars align, there's going to be those ups and downs, and it's working on through them. And speaking of hurdles and challenges along with good things, as an org owner, what would you say if you were to pick out 2 things? What would be the best part about your time as an owner of this organization, and what would be the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge is just having enough time. Because right now my staff isn't very fleshed out at all. I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm starting to get admins kind of take over certain roles, but forming and managing 7 teams or 7 to 8 teams has been a lot. Luckily, with the head coaches kind of taking over a little bit more, we do have assigned captains per team. It does alleviate a little bit off of me. That would probably be the hardest thing. The the greatest thing though by far is just people just saying that like they enjoy being on the server, being parts of the team, seeing them improve. I do track all LP gains from all of my teams, and it's just really great to see that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's a very fun thing to do is see how your players have improved and see in real time where they started and where they are now. And it kind of puts your, I guess, if we talk about just players improving and just their rank, it really kind of materializes what you've been able to do with the effort that you put in. So I think that's pretty awesome. What are your future goals for this organization? Where do you hope GCC is going to get to? And what do you guys have anything coming up? Do you guys have a stream for the team? Just, you can kind of promote yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about what's next for you guys.
So we have the rest of the season of Titan. We're planning on streaming our games, just kind of having to get around to that, just time restraints lately. We are looking to we're going to keep on playing in IBS all the way to Diamond for next split. And then we're looking to get into other games as well. Bouncing back and forth between like Marvel Rivals. I know that's been really hot lately. Valorant and Rocket League. That's like a big thing for next year is incorporating another game, because we don't want to be GCC League of Legends. We want it to be GCC Esports, multiple game titles, not just League of Legends, even though I'm very close to League of Legends. Trying to get people that's like closely related to like the Rocket League scene, the Valorant scene, etc. So that's probably number one goal, is to get into another game from an organizational standpoint. And then from the League of Legends side of things is kind of iron out our processes for how do we go about doing like the positional coaching. How do we like iron out like our tryout procedure? I come from a very corporate background where everything is very procedural. So to a degree, I do want to emulate that into how we run our organization. Obviously, it can't be exactly robotic, but I do believe that like having those like, this is how we do things, and repeatability is a very, very important thing going forward.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're motivated on expansion. That's always the goal. As many games as possible, as many players as possible playing under the GCC banner. You guys are the Gamers Collecting Club after all, and it seems right now that's what you guys are doing. You know, starting in February to where you are now, that's quite the feat. 7 teams, and congrats on all that you've been able to achieve so far. And praises to your hard work. Before we close out, is there any shout-outs you want to give to anyone you'd like?
I want to give shout outs to all my coaches. Jira, Reckoning, Adong, Oblivion. I think that's the main ones right now. Then all our positional coaches. Lily has been amazing. And then all of our players. We just now, Samurai was playing on a Jolly Rogers team. They just won BOL Gold. So props to him. So just shout out to all the team members of GCCE. I know they're trying their hardest, getting the games in, practicing. I see them every day. I see them in voice comms, scrimming, practicing. So big ups to them for sure.
Talroma, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Oh, not a problem at all. I appreciate y'all reaching out.
That was Gamers Collecting Club Esports, or GCC Esports owner Talroma, talking about org ownership, the challenges, the perks, and how that whole experience has worked out for him. And that is going to wrap it up for this interview. Stay tuned for more in the future. We're going to be running interviews all throughout the summer split here at Titan. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in, and we'll see you in the next one.